Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Questcraft. It has been a couple of weeks. I had a nice break. I took some time off. I played some other games. I still played, as you can see. There's stuff that has been done. I'm actually pretty pleased with how this is coming out. I decided I really did not like. I didn't want to do the same pattern as before, which I think I mentioned that. And then I started adding the gilded blackstone, which has been very difficult to find because most of the bastions have been raided, and what isn't raided is heavily guarded. And the only one I could find that hasn't been totally like destroyed, because apparently a lot of people are looking for gilded blackstone, is sitting right next to Soul Sand Valley. So I'm constantly getting pelted by gas and skeletons, which stinks. But for the most part, I'm very pleased with how this is coming out, how this is turning out. And I have, as I was building this, I know the plan. This is not going to be just a corrupted stepwell. Although I didn't think about calling it that till just now. I don't know what I'm going to call it, but it's not going to be exclusively that. We'll figure it out. So let me show you what the other plan I had was. Hold on. So the plan is to extend this out another 5 or 6 blocks. So it'll come out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, about this width, and then there's going to be a wall that's going to go clear across, and this is going to go all the way around. So we're looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, like that's going to be 5, and then on this corner is going to be a turret. It's going to pop up. And I haven't fully decided if I'm going to take this as like just a deep slate wall and raise it all the way up, or if it's just going to be like 5 or 6 in and then popped up on the outside. I'm not 100% solid on this, and I might like throw it in a test world and create a world just to see if what I can do with it, because I can use like world edit that way. But I think I'm going to do that on all 4 corners on how I want it to actually like pan out. And so it's going to be like this keep all the way around. And this next part is a little bit ambitious. A little bit more ambitious than I'm probably able going to get accomplished. But the idea is to build kind of like a small village. Nothing fancy. I mean, it might even just looking kind of like villagers, like a villager house. Just a small set of village ramshackled kind of thrown together off in this direction. I like this idea of this being like this like massive like sprawling area around this central point. But that might be a bit more than I can bite off or chew. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew. That's the phrase. But anyway, that's where I'm going to start with this, right? So once I get all this done, and I'm almost completely out of deep slate again, I have the blackstone because Aylin has been very gracious with allowing me to use her gold farm, and all of the gold blocks, not all of them, but a chunk of them actually came from Poke, because Poke and Aylin have a ridiculous gold farm. He built the one that Doc built in season 8 of Hermitcraft, which produced something like 10,000 items an hour. It was absurd. So it's way OP. So the gold part of this, sort of the gilded blackstone, which I have to find in a bastion, is not going to be a hard thing to do. The only thing that's going to be a real pain is going to be getting the deep slate. And I've got a beacon, so as much as you can't really use haste on deep slate on a beacon, it's better than doing it by hand. So that's where this is going. I don't know if I'm going to aim for any more of this done on this episode, but I might go and try and do a bit more of the grindy bits, just so I've got something to show for it. But let me show you what has been otherwise going on. I've not really been on the server very much in a month. I know there was a execution or something today, or a trial for an execution. I don't know much about that, and I'm gonna go track down Shades and see if they know what's going on. So I missed Shades by about 40 minutes. Ooh, look at that. Nice. It clipped. All right. But I have been AFK farming at all my farms, and Kilbasa, who made this amazing racetrack, apparently he's building this gigantic um, lighthouse out of basically solid copper, and I've been farming copper at my AFK farm. Are you kidding me? I told him there were 7 stacks of like copper blocks. Oh my Lanta. Like this was like 2 hours ago. I said, "Hey, I got all this. Is here." Yeah. That's. Oh, no one's touched my golden carrots. That's fine. Didn't expect any of that. No one has done anything with sand in a long time. No one's really building with concrete anymore. But I am well off. That's a full stack of diamond blocks. Most of that has been kielbasa from the copper. Holy crap. I need to like he at this point is easily my best customer. I also have the rocket shop, which got restocked in the new shopping area. And I still have not built a rocket because I went on a break. Nothing. Well, I can't complain. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright, well, we can't have this. Do we have Return of the Cake Bandit? It's just everywhere. What is going on? Okay, well, I wonder if Shades knows about this, because they started like an investigation service to try and figure out who the Cake Bandit was. And then they like just stopped. I think I want to head south to check out Kilbossa's area, which I've not been there in a very long time. And I want to see this gigantic tower he's making, because he's bought, I don't know, 15 stacks of copper, oxidized copper blocks off of me. This thing has got to be enormous. I've got to see this thing. He's the furthest out of anybody. I know these T's here go to Tay's area. Oh, wow. This has got to be his area. It screams him. Oh, yep. Definitely him. Welcome to Dragon Mountain Raceway. So that must be to the actual raceway. So this one is probably to his base. To Dr. Chonk's and Kilbasa Rage's Sticks and Bricks main store. Feel free to browse. If you'd like to see more as we build up city, take another portal to the left. We'd love to see any ideas of things to add. Oh, Dr. Chunk was just on. I should have asked for a tour. Take some bricks. Help yourself to items behind the counter. 1 diamond per stack of 64. Well, that is copper, and he used to go through. It's gone now, of course. That is a lot of bricks. I spent some time perusing their shops. He's got quite a bit of good stuff in here. I'll have to remember about a lot of this, because at some point I'm going to want some of it. Please only be behind the counter. Hey look, free stuff. I've not been out here since the 118 update because they built so far out, and because of the raceway, I carved a very special perimeter around his area, around their area, to make sure nothing got touched because of how extensive it is. I'm sad I've missed the last 3 tournaments, because this thing is epic. I easily spent the next 20 minutes just flying around his area and checking stuff out. There is some absolute like beauty in the simplicity of what he's done out here. It's nothing fancy or over the top, but there's something about it that is just a sight to behold. And I left here wanting to go a little bit further out to see if I could still find this lighthouse that he'd made. And I stumbled across something else, and I don't know if it's theirs. Well, I just stumbled across this. I'm not sure who it belongs to. Oh, I like that porthole. Got an enchanting table with some spawning issues. It's nice. I like this mixture. I never would have considered using those two materials, but it actually works in its own kind of like interesting way. It brings like interest to the build without it being, I don't know, gaudy, I think is the words coming to mind. And they've built it right on top of a ravine. This is nice. I wonder who this is. What in the world? Did they glass over an entire... Okay. This is dedication. Look at this. This is some serious dedication. I'm impressed. Amethyst geode right there. No wonder how they got all this. Oh, wow. Hey, look. Glow squid. Don't mind if I do. I don't know who this is, but that is some serious effort and dedication. That is really something. I wonder what they're doing with these like amethyst pillars. They clearly have a plan because they're spaced very specifically in very specific shapes. It looks like this is very intentional because, you know, amethyst doesn't generate that way, but I'm really curious to see what they do with this. That's very fascinating. I'm going to play a little bit of a prank on them. And they're only going to know about this if they watch this video or somebody tells them. So I'm going to take this sign and this e-chest. I'm going to stick it right here. Free stuff. And then we'll take the glow ink so you can see it. Alright, fine. I do things to amuse myself sometimes. It's harmless. It's harmless, I swear. Okay, so being a kill boss at areas has got me thinking. Maybe I'm overthinking it. Like my own build. Like I still haven't started the mansion. The other thing was just a whim. And it's I've just not done anything. I mean, I've built things. I've built farms. I've built lots of farms, but I've not like built anything else but a farm. Maybe I'm putting too much pressure on myself to do something so glorious that I don't do anything at all. And that's just my ADHD going, yay! So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to start putting towers and buildings on almost all these hilltops. This area is... I've been flying around for a little bit. And initially I thought, oh, this would be cool to put something up here. But it's kind of... This would be very, very challenging. Because this terrain is not even... It's lots of spires, and maybe that's all it should be, is just a series of towers. I think I'm going to start with getting rid of all these trees to see what's left behind. And I'll see if I can, like, figure out what to put up here. I think I'm going to level this out. Take just a few layers off the top, right here. And build a tower. Building a tower here would be better. And I'll just take that down and level it down. So it's not in the way. Because the one thing I don't want in a tall tower is another, like, structure thing. That thing needs, that needs to go away. So I'm going to level that out, level this out. And then I'm just going to use stone. There's no reason why I shouldn't use stone. So I'm just going to use stone. I've had all kinds of sound recording issues with this episode. My mic wasn't working, and then it was, and then it was too quiet, and then I couldn't hear anyone else, and it's just... So I'm going to reframe something I shot earlier today, even though the footage is not usable right now. So the tower that I was looking for that Kilbasa made was not at his area. It was here in the new shopping district. It's this thing. This is all the copper, or a good chunk of the copper that he has purchased from me. And he pointed something out very fascinating, is that it's weathering based off of whether or not it's facing water. He says most of it was placed pretty much in the same time, both the front and back, because he did it in a circle. And everything facing the water has almost fully oxidized, or almost nothing facing the front has oxidized, which is really crazy. But apparently the weather patterns affect the weathering on it. He's also taken a liking. He's going to use this as his floor, which is really kind of ingenious, because this block is now the most rare block in the game, because diamonds no longer generate in regular stone. They now only generate in deep slate. So once this world resets, this will never be seen again. Was absolutely positively crazy. So he's gonna go mining for more of this to use it as his floor, which is just kind of ingenious. But yeah, this is, you're looking at basically 17 stacks of copper right here. That is a lot of copper. I don't know how much he's got left, but that is a tremendous amount. I'm impressed. He has like some really good, just, there's some beauty in his simplicity, and that is something I have forgotten how to do. So that is something I need to like remember how to do, because I've gotten too complicated with how I've decided to do things because of the extent of what I know I'm capable of. I just push myself too hard, and I don't need to. This is fantastic. But with that, I'm gonna call this here. This episode has been very time consuming and in the works for a while, and I'm feeling better about it. It's a bit longer than I usually do. The last couple of my episodes that are coming out in the next week or so are all on the bit long side, and that's just because there's been a lot going on because it's been out for a while. But anyway, I will see you again soon. Bye bye.